It's now too late to save many of Switzerland's glaciers. That's according to the findings of a new report. The research by the Swiss Academy of Sciences says the rapid reduction of ice caps as a result of climate change cannot be reversed, regardless of efforts to limit global warming.
Elsewhere, in Nepal, nearly 200 people have been killed by torrential flooding and landslides. And more than 100 people are dead, hundreds more unaccounted for, and millions without power in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene in the US. Now, officials in Nepal say the number of people known to have been killed by landslides and floods in recent days has reached 200. More than 20 others are still missing, with rescue efforts ongoing. Nepal's army says more than 4,000 people have been rescued, with helicopters, motorboats and rafts bringing stranded people to safety after roads and bridges in several areas were washed away. Now, concerns have also been raised by aid groups about providing food, shelter, water and sanitation for those impacted by the floods. Rosalind Gabriel from World Vision International Nepal is helping to coordinate the relief operation.
Massive damage has occurred in both Kathmandu, but also out in the rural areas that are downstream in Nepal, particularly down in the southern districts. And there we're seeing huge amounts of flooding. We've seen landslides across Nepal, across many of the different districts, to the extent that the Kathmandu Valley is actually completely blocked. All the roads going in and out are blocked, which kind of gives you a little bit of a picture of the scale of the flooding here. This is the second flood that's occurred in Kathmandu this year, but this one was much, much larger, and the rainfalls have been the highest on record in the last 54 years, not only in Kathmandu Valley, but across multiple districts. So we are seeing more extreme weather happening. Nepal is very vulnerable to climate change, and unfortunately we're going to continue to see these events unfold.
Staying with extreme weather, more than 100 people have died and millions are without power in the southeastern United States after Hurricane Helene brought torrential rain and high winds over a number of states over the weekend, including Florida and North Carolina. Several towns have been flattened and roads destroyed, with the governor of North Carolina warning that entire communities had been washed off the map. Authorities say around 600 people are still missing and the death toll may rise. Carl Nassman has more.
Days after Hurricane Helene made landfall, the scale of the devastation is becoming clear. From Florida to Georgia, and here in North Carolina, homes and livelihoods washed away.
Let's go to eastern Taiwan, where we're getting these live pictures. Take a look. You can see the waves hitting the shore in Yilan County as Typhoon Krathon heads towards Taiwan. There are concerns it could strengthen into a super typhoon after roaring through parts of the Philippines. The typhoon passed near the island of Sabtang with gusts of up to 215 kilometers an hour. Authorities in Taiwan have closed schools and evacuated hundreds of people in the south and east of the country as a precaution.